Right now, there's a lot of questions about what's the difference between the spring steel and also the pattern welded. So today I have these two examples. One is the pattern welded and another one is spring steel. So I'm gonna make a comparison in terms of the cutting performance in light material and also heavy material like the hardwood and also tatami mat and some bamboos we have here. We can test it out how it's gonna perform. So by our experiences, when we design using different material, it has different purposes. Let's say you wanted to cut the heavy material in your backyard. I would definitely recommend spring steel. And also, if you compare two swords, spring steel has a fairly heavier weight compared to the pattern welded. Lots of our clients has been talking to us, like for the arming sword, they want to control it under 1200 grams. So pattern welded, probably the best choice for you. But if you want to go a little bit higher, the weight of the sword gonna go up a little around like 1300 grams. This is gonna be the spring steel. So like what I said, it has a different weight and also it has a different forging technique. That's why it has different purposes, like the two swords, what I'm having here. So today, I'm gonna do the testing so everybody can see how it's gonna perform. So let's start from the pattern welded. Now, as you can see, super lightweighted and pattern on the blade surface, and its distal tip is so well. So from here, the thickness of the blade is 5.5 millimeter. All the way from here is only 2.5 millimeter. Distal tip is so well and also so light with this beautiful fuller covered 2/3 of the blade. But how sharp it can be? Let's just start from the paper cutting. So right now I have these papers right here. I will just slice it up. As you can see, so smooth. I'll just take it slowly. I got this recommendation from SBG Farms. They asked me to do it slowly, so I'm gonna do it slowly. So you will see the sharp is pretty well. But of course you can do it quicker. It'll just cut through like this. It's designed for cutting light material for the pattern welder. So let's see how it's gonna work on this bamboo. Well, when cutting the bamboo, the pattern welded, the balance point because of this sword is 6 centimeters. So it performs so well and it cuts smooth, like what I said. It's kind of like a light material. I cut twice in a row, so it all performs so good. I don't feel those vibrations or those inertia to draw me to the other direction. So it feels so good. All right, so this is how it performs on the wood. But how it's gonna perform on the tatami mat? Let's test it out. Swordier. There we go. This is definitely the beautiful part about the pattern welded. It's distal tipper so well with a beautiful point of balance 6 centimeters. But how it's gonna work out on the spring steel? This is what we're gonna find it out. So right now, what I have here is the spring steel one. Actually, we make it upgrading for the spring steel one. We have this German sword friend which has been giving us a lot of suggestions in terms of the weight of the spring steel arming sword. Before that, it's 1,440 grams. He gave us suggestions that we have to distal tipper a little bit more compared to the former one. And also, because of the pommel weight and also the cross guard weight, because all made of stainless steel, it's still pretty heavy. We cannot make it like the pattern welded with 1,200 grams, but the best we can do for this sword is right now is under 1,300 grams. So it's already pretty good because as you can see, this spring steel one, the thickness of the blade is already 6 millimeters compared to the pattern welded, the 5.5 millimeter, and also this tipper right here is 2.8 millimeter. So it's now we make an upgrading, and also with this tipper a little bit, you kind of like lose the weight of the spring steel one. And the balance point right now is around 7 centimeters. So this is the best we can do for the forged skills. We can apply it for this one because the pommel is so heavy. Of course, it's a pin pommel, as you can see from here. So right now, right after the upgrading, we will see how it's gonna perform compared to the pattern welded. So of course, the first step, we always use the paper to check the sharpness. I will just go it slowly, as you can see from here. I would say it's not that sharp compared to the pattern welded one. This is what I can feel. It still can cut through, but if you talking about sharpness, I would say I would go for the pattern welded one. You see, the thickness of the blade is kind of thicker. So, but how are you gonna perform the other material? Now, for the tatami mat, it cuts through. I actually, to be honest, I make a trial a few times. Now I can cut it through. It's sharp already, but still it needs a lot of technique. Now I can understand why people trolling me online. They said, hey, your position is not right. Yeah, to be honest, I can definitely feel that. If you not cutting it in the right position, using the right force, especially your wrist, this is what Mr.Zhou has been teaching me. You cannot cut it through, no matter how sharp the blade is. I make a few bad attempt, it didn't cut through. So that's pretty good right now. The focus is on the sword. So definitely the spring steel one has the good edge rotation as well. Even after cutting the tatami mat, it just cuts through very smoothly, as you can see from here. So let's see how sharp it can be to cut the bamboo. I will just use the best I can do, all right? So let's see safety first. So, right after a few cuts for the bamboo, cut through so smoothly, and still no dented edge on the surface, right? So that's pretty nice. It's really sharp. I'll just test it right here. Man, although it's a little bit heavier, man, I can feel it when I do the cuttings compared to the pattern welded. You have more inertia, just like driving you to the other direction. I think that's the technique coming in, especially for you guys for the practicing. You definitely need a lot of practice and also the technique to find your sensei to teach you how to do the cutting and also do the testing for the sword. Although I mentioned before that pattern welded is designed for those light material cutting because it had a fairly sharp edge and also a beautiful flex strength. But I'm gonna use this tin can to test how well it can be. Is there gonna be like a dented edge or scratch on the surface? I'm gonna use this tin can. There we go. So we just cut it horizontally. Man, it feels so good because it's lightweighted. You can see there's like the popping up from the top, but it just cut through so smooth. Now still, we don't see any dented edge on the surface. All right, so this is pretty well. I'll just cut it from the middle and to see how it's gonna work out. I guess I can leave that to our chief swordsmith, Mr.Zhou. He can just test it for me. Because like what I said, I'm not a professional, so I think he can do it better. Woo! There we go. Now, you can definitely feel the sharpness for this pattern welded. It's just cut in half very beautifully. You see the bench even got dented right here but how the edge gonna show up. Let's take a look. Beautiful. Now we just wipe it off, those beers, and you don't see any dented edge on it. Beautifully made, beautifully. How is the spring steel gonna perform? There we go. It's still performed very well, and it just cuts through all the way. You don't see like a crooked lines. It is just all the way through here. I didn't use my full force to cut it through because it's still like a demon. It's pretty dangerous to cutting all those heavy material. As you can see, it's really sharp. So definitely, this is the clarification. So all you guys, when you test it, remember to use all those protections to cut all those heavy materials. I don't want to like you guys, when you test into the heavy material, to have all the trouble happen. So definitely this is the caution warning. Be careful when you cutting all those heavy materials. So I will just use all those examples to cut it, but still, let's see the result. And also the pattern welded right now we have here is just cut so through. It's kind of like abusive testing for the spring steel sword we have here, but it's just performed so pretty good. And now I can fairly to say this is definitely safe to use and also reliable to have those either the pattern welded or the spring steel to use it in your backyard for light material and also for cutting high material, the heavy material, and also you can practice those historical European martial arts to make all those moves by yourself. Wow. 对，我给你扶上。我用力点哈。啊，这不就好了？三个。Now I have these two swords, although they have like a different design features. One is this tip, like this shape pommel. Another one is a little bit different, and also the grip is kind of like different color, and also the thickness of the blade is different. But overall, when I do the cuttings, if you wanted to cut like a lighter material and also do the practice, 1,200 grams arming sword is probably the best choice for you, because personally, for me, I feel like this is like a really like a my sword. And for pattern welded, definitely this one is designed for cutting the wood, and probably I can do a little bit of cutting the hardwood using this one. So this is a tough choice, but for you guys, all sword friends, you can definitely choose from it. If you are like a heavy cutting testers, definitely spring steel would be the best choice. And also from the economical point of view, this is the best choice for you. But if you wanted to practice all those like HEMA and also you want to do light material cuttings in your backyard, pattern welded is probably the best choice for you. As you can see, even though I cut all those hard materials, the T-cans and all perform so well. So, well, what do you think, guys? Which one gonna be your choice? All right, so you can just leave your comment, and also you can find more information on Swordier.com. All right, see you next time. Bye-bye.